Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays episode 190. And I'm going to do a fun technique. I think I was reminded about it recently from Lindsay Mahan. That's sticking in my head, so I'm just going to believe that that's the truth. But I remember doing this years ago as a kid, so but it's super fun, and that's what we're going to do today. And I also I'm going to get out a stamp set that I have not even used before, but as soon as I was thinking about this technique, that stamp set popped in my head. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So I come to you Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays with a quick little video on Saturday that's just speeded up from before with some fun toe tapping music. But that way, maybe you've missed that video, maybe you're new to my channel, and it just intrigues you to venture forward and see what I offer here. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so that it lets you know when I upload or go live or whatever. And always make sure you say hi when you're here. And I love watching our conversations on the side. So I should be watching live with you. In the chat during the premiere, I mentioned the other day, if I'm not, it's because I'm at the dentist and they kept me longer than I thought. But fingers crossed, I am watching you live off to the side. So I'm going to stop blabbing. I'm going to spin my camera. So close your eyes just for a second. Okay, let's see here. So what we're going to do, we have some straws. We are going to do the bubble technique. Now, I think when we did it in school, I think we used like paint, right? But I'm just going to use ink. Now, I just grabbed a few colors. Highland Heather, Blueberry Bushel, and Crushed Curry. Ooh, that's nice and blurry, isn't it? All right, hold on a second. Okay, there we go. So Highland Heather, Blueberry Bushel, and Crushed Curry. All right, so that's what we're going to use. Now, I have also, I've just got my little silicone sheet here. I'm also using just basic white, so we're going to just see how this turns out. I have my heat gun off to the side. I have these are just my little Rae Dunn bowls, so I'm just going to use those. So we need some dish detergent. So this is just Dawn, that's just what I use here. So I'm going to put some dish detergent in a bowl. And this is just, there's no, I'm not measuring or anything. I'm just kind of putting it in there. We can always add more if we need more. Ooh, I just have bubbles flying all over. Don't squeeze the bottle or you'll have bubbles flying everywhere. All right, I'm going to put a little water. And again, I'm just trying, because we can always alter it, right? I can add more water if I need to. And then I'm going to do, let's do Blueberry Bushel first. Now I played around with it earlier, and you do have to put quite a bit of ink. That's why I picked colors that were fairly dark. All right, so I'm just going to set those aside. All right, I'm just giving it a stir. And I have my paper at the ready. And then we're just going to blow bubbles. So I have this silicone. I'm hoping that will catch any overage. All right. So we're just going to blow a bubble. And my head's probably going to be in the way. Yes, it is. All right. So let me see if I can do this so my head's not in the way. I need to get a different straw. Hold on a second. There's my plastic straw. Here we go. Okay, keep blowing. and then you're going to lay your paper on it, and then the bubbles go on here. Alright, so I need a little bit more water. Okay. And then you just keep laying the paper on. So look how cool. And then see how the bubbles are like leaving the little marks on the paper? I'm not a super big fan of that big ring, so I'm just trying to touch without getting this one, although it's not bad. Okay. So let me do a few more of the blue. Okay, so there you can see that looks pretty cool. So I'm just going to set this one aside. So we have one that's just blue, but the next one I'm going to try to add some colors together to see what happens. So I'm going to do blue again. This time I'm going to try not to lay it on the ring, so I don't get that big ring, so that I just get the bubbles themselves. Okay, so here we go. Oh, nice hair, Diana. All right. So again, I don't have any other reason. I need a really, really long straw if you're not going to see my head. So I'm just going to keep laying it in there and catching the bubbles. Okay. Ooh, that looks cool. See, I don't want that big ring. Okay. So this would be fun to do with the kids. Right? The higher, the better, because then you can really grab them. And as they pop, that's what leaves that really, really cool. Okay, so that is those blue ones. Now I'm going to set this aside. So it's very messy, but at the same time, it's kind of clean because there's soap in it, right? All right, so now we have, so I needed, remember I had to add a little bit more water to that one, so I'll do the same thing here. All right, so this one is going to be Highland Heather. And let's see how dark that one's going to be. So let's do Highland. So I had used, let's see if I can use the paper straw. But it was almost like it was letting air out of it. Okay. So I'm doing the same thing, just dropping it in there. Okay, so you can hardly see Highland Heather. So I need to add more. So that's what I mean. That's why I kind of picked dark. You need like a dark. So I'm wondering if the yellow, if I want to pick something a little darker than the yellow, maybe like Poppy Parade or Cherry Cobbler. That might be a good one. But because you can hardly see. I mean, I can see them, but they're really, really faint. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Okay. But isn't this fun? Okay, hang on. It reminds you of, like, you know, you're out with your family at a restaurant and you were planning your milk and then you got in trouble, right? Just drink your milk. Stop playing in it. Alright, so there is some Highland on there, so you can see. And So let's try cherry cobbler. Just because, like I said, you want to pick a darker color because you have to use quite a bit, and I don't want to use like my whole ink refill. Alright, so I'm not going to add any more water to this one, just to see if I need to, because I diluted that one quite a bit. So let's see if this one will, without me adding any more water. See, needs some more water. So it's like a science experiment, because you need to have a little bit more water. And I could add more soap as well. Alright, let's see here. Tap, tap. Ooh, that's cool. And this is getting everywhere. So you might want to put like newspapers down on your desk. Ooh, look at that. That looks way cool. Okay, so I don't think I want to put any more on there, because I don't want it just to be like too much bubbles. I want to have a little bit of white paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take this with my heat gun, and I'm just going to heat this up. That's going to dry the paper. So I don't have to wait so long. But look how cool. I think I actually want to add more blue. Hang on a minute. What a mess. But it's fun to make a mess. Alright, I'm going to do some more blue, because the red was super dark. So cool. Just don't suck on the straw by accident. Alright, hold on. You really want to get that on there. That looks super cool right there. Cool. Alright, so again, I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to clean all this up, and then we're going to make a really cute card. So here are my finished and dry pieces. This is the one that was blueberry bushel all by itself, and it's wild because it's almost like a balmy pool party. Like, it's just way different than you know, it's real color, but it's very cool. I did one by itself with the Highland Heather, and there is that one. I did one by itself with the cherry cobbler, and look how cool that one turned out. So it is super cool. And then here's the one I did yesterday with that ring, and I couldn't decide what stamp set to use, so I did stamp on this just to kind of play. So I did do these sets. So I couldn't decide if I wanted to do this one, because I thought this one would be super fun, and I still might stamp this on the red one, but I ended up going with It's a Science, because I had not played with that one, and I thought it would be super fun to play with. And I also grabbed Share a Milkshake for one of the greetings. Alright, so let's get over here. So before we get going with the card, I just have some basic white regular, and I want to stamp my little what are these? Oh my gosh, science tubes, carafes, I don't know. I'm a stamper. I'm not Sheldon Cooper. Alright, but that's what this stamp set reminds me of. And I love Big Bang Theory and Sheldon. Alright, so I'm going to stamp these science things down here on the bottom. Oops, hang on a minute. I wiggled it while I was trying to get it in view. It's only paper. Alright, so we're going to stamp it again. I was trying to get it in view when I moved it. Alright. Good, good, good. So I want to let this dry before I start to color that. So while it's drying, I'm going to bring my pieces over. So I picked basic white thick for my card base. And then this is going to go on the inside. And I just cut like a smaller piece, what was left over from my piece I'm putting on the front. And I love, you can see all the colors going there. You can see that highland, and just got all sorts of variations of the color. So I'll trim this off like I do with the DSP. So basically we kind of made our own designer series paper, right? Okay, so we have You and Me, not You and Me, but we have Life is Sweeter. So I need that. And I'm going to stamp with the Blueberry Bushel. So I have Blueberry Bushel. So Life is Sweeter with You. I just love this font. And then to bring in some of the pink, or the bubble gum, or the bubble bath, because even though this is Cherry Cobbler, I picked Bubble Bath and the Blueberry Bushel because these colors go really well with it. So I just wanted to you know, kind of emphasize that. Cherry Cobbler, even though that's the ink I used, it just doesn't look like Cherry Cobbler at all. Alright, so there's what's going to go in the front. So I'm just going to take my bubble bath. And then there's this funny little whatever that is. Maybe it's like a solar system or something. So I'm just going to put it in there. Let me put a couple in there. Alright. So that's going to go on the inside of my card. So this is a really fun technique, and it kind of reminds me of how we were doing the alcohol, the blends with the rubbing alcohol on the vellum. You could never get an identical card if you tried. So this kind of gives me that same idea. I didn't even smell it. It doesn't smell like dishwashing. I like to smell stuff. I'm a weirdo. Alright. It doesn't smell like soap. Okay, so let's see here. So let me put these. I'm just going to wait because I want to stamp on this. Alright, so let's bring our science things over. And I'm just going to color them. And then I'm going to cut them out and pop them on the card. So I'm just going to color a little bit of light Pool Party just to give these that look of glass on the top. A little bit of the Pool Party. But I'm also going to do a little bit of Balmy Blue because this reminds me of Balmy Blue. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little bit just here and there. I love Pool Party and Balmy Blue together. Okay, so it just kind of gives me a little shadow and also makes it look like glass. And then we can decide what we're going to put inside our globes or whatever. This also could be a Breaking Bad card, right? Did you watch Breaking Bad? All right, so we have Bubble Bath. So again, I'm just going to use some of the colors that went. So Bubble Bath is one. So I'm going to take my light Bubble Bath, and I'm just going to draw a line here. And we're just going to go light, color that in. So we have some pink concoction in here. And then take the dark. And see how it has these lines already drawn? There's one here. So you kind of know, like, okay, this is be kind of dark. That kind of gives you that shadow. And then off to this side, it would be a little dark as well. Just as the light hits it. Okay, let's see. Let's get some green. So I'm going to choose Granny. What am I got here? No, dark lemon. Lemon lime twist. And I'm going to put lemon lime twist in this one. Because this kind of looks scientifically, maybe this one went totally wrong, right? This experiment took a turn. All right. I'm also going to do this one green, and I'm going to do light parakeet for this one. So light parakeet, and then dark. So just by going around the corner like this, it also just kind of gives you that shape, right? Like as it goes around, it would be darker, so which gives you that curve. So visually, it looks like it's a round container. All right, now this one I'm going to change a little bit from the card I did earlier, and I'm going to turn this one on its side. Let's see here. I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to trim these out. So I have to cut this. So I make sure I do it right. All right, so I'm going to turn it on its side a little bit, like it might be falling over. So that would make the fluid in it go at an angle, right? So this is light. What did I pick? Lemon Lolly. And then we'll do the dark. There we go. All right. So that's all the coloring. Now I'm just going to cut these out quickly, and I really cut that one pretty close. All right. So I'm not going to put much of a white border. I mean, there's a little bit of a white border, but not a lot. So this is a cute set. It has some fun pieces that go with it. Okay, we have our 1, our 2. Just get them out of that paper. All right, the test tube. So again, I'm just leaving tiny, 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 barely a line around them. So Winston did pretty good yesterday. As you can see, you're going yesterday, because I had to finish this video. It took me 2 days to do this video. You'll see a different shirt on me as I say bye at the end of it. But so yeah, he was at the vet. I think he was probably the last guy to leave. They were getting ready to close down when they picked up. So they had him there from between 7 and 7:30 in the morning, and it was almost 7 at night when we were pulling out of the driveway. So I don't know why they have you get them there that early in the morning, if they're not going to do the procedure till 4, but I know they have to do blood work and everything, so that might be why, because I check their blood, you know, make sure they're good and healthy, you know, before the surgery, right? But he's got his little cone on, and he's a weird pup. I mean, he not that he likes the cone, but at the same time, he's excited when he sees it. Like, because I take it off, I'm just to go outside to go potty and eat, and then it goes right back on. But when he sees it coming, he's just like, okay, I'm so excited. And I'm like, you are a funny dog. All right, so we have our fun little bubble background that we made, and then I'm just going to attach these with dimensionals. Okay. Just so they pop off the page. I need to cut some of these. That's what these side ones are perfect for. And this even here, see how this is nice and straight? If you go right upside that one, and then that one's perfect for here. It's a little bit too long, but I'll shorten it. So perfect for there. And then we'll just trim it so it's not going to hang out of there. All right. And then what I want to do is, before I glue them on there, I want to put my little greeting. So my greeting is going to go over here. Now I did put it on a, whatchamacallit. There it is. I'm going to use my Stampin' Up jig. And I'm just going to go you and me. You plus me equals chemistry. Okay. That looks pretty straight. So that's why I made it to be a Valentine's card, because then I will be all ready when Valentine's rolls around. Alright, so you and me equals chemistry. Okay. So I'm done with the stamping. No, not either. Nope, I'm not. I have to do some bubbles. We have to have bubbles. So even though we have bubbles here, the stamp set also has bubbles. So that's why I grabbed this one, because I thought, oh, it's so perfect. All right, so I'm going to just dry fit where I want these guys to lay. So on this one, I want to go there. I want my tube here. Then we have this one. And then this is that one that I want it to make it look like it's kind of, you know, falling over or whatever. So this way, you know, I can see that I want to move these a little bit, not tons. Okay, so I'm going to put him here, but I can move him a little closer. You can also tuck them behind as well. But I love the look of that one where it's kind of falling over. So I like it. So it almost looks like it's spilling out the saying, like, you know, it's writing that out. All right, so now we're going to take our bubbles and we're going to put bubble, 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 toil and trouble. All right, and here. So I didn't put any here, because this will be the science project that failed, right? It turned that green color, and it didn't work. All right, so let's put our card together. So I'm going to glue this directly on the blueberry bushel, but the rest of the stuff I want to pop up just to give this card some dimension. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one up onto the blue bubble bath. By the time I figure out the names of these colors, we're going to have new ones again. Alright. Because I swear I want to call this one bubblegum, because it looks like bubble gum. Alright, so this is going to go in here. I also want to put this one on the main card with dimensionals. So this card has lots going on. So if I mail this one, it will probably go in a bubble envelope, which is very appropriate, don't you think? That my bubble card goes in a bubble envelope. Alright. And then this is going to go on here. Hopefully that's straight. So look how cute. Alright, so we're not done yet. So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and we are going to put some Wink of Stella on our science jars. And that's going to turn them into glass even more. So we're just going to go Wink of Stella. And that just makes them shine like glass. And then you can let it dry, and you can do another coat. And then they'll be extra shiny. So if you don't have a Wink of Stella, definitely put one in your cart. Alright, so look how cute. So can you see them sparkling? Look how it's catching the light. Isn't that cool? Alright, another thing I want to add is some of the loose silver sequins. So I'm just going to drop some on the desk, and then I'm going to take my green tip glue, and I'm just going to drop some glue here and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And my pick tool. And these are like a whole bunch of different colors. So it looks silver, but when you lay it down, you can like see through it. It's like very, very freaky. Alright, so 1, 2. You just have to figure out remember where I put my glue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, here's one. And these reminded me of bubbles too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where in the heck did I put that other? Oh, there it is. 7. And then put these back in the container. So these are so fun. And you'll never and look what I found after my video yesterday. I found the gems I was looking for. They had slid up underneath my little shelf on my desk. I also found this right on the punch shelf, right where it should have been. But anyways, all right. So look how cute. Let me put my lid on here. So I'll show you this one. But look how fun. So those look like bubbles too, right? Like floating around. So let me show you the difference, because I did one yesterday just to see how I would like it. And they're just a tad bit different. So like I said, you couldn't make one identical if you tried, just because the bubbles are going to do what the bubbles are going to do. So this one, I made the thing go on its side, which kind of looks cool. And these ends, I kept them all straight. I did the inside a little bit different. So I did the bubbles on the side on the one and the bubbles on the bottom on the other. It just depends on which way you cut your cardstock. So when I was cutting the cardstock for here, I didn't have a long enough strip to put on the inside of the long way. So then I just ended up putting it vertically. But I think they turned out super cute. Alright, so let me say see you later, alligator. And so yeah, what do you think? What do you think? I think it's a really fun technique. I want to play with those other ones I did with that super cool set. I thought it would be fun just to stamp like a whole bunch of the pop bottles around it maybe. But I don't have time to mess with it now, just because Winston, he's crying. I think he's probably in a little bit of pain. He's taking pain medicine, but he feels better, just like anybody. When you don't feel well, sitting with somebody, getting a hug, always makes you feel better. So I'm gonna go and lay with them on the couch and give them some love. And so I will wish you a great night. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. And I will see you Friday for my dies shorts. That will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And I got my September paper pumpkin with love and gratitude. So that's what I will be doing. Alright, so I'm going to say see you later, alligator. Have a great night, and I will see you Friday. Alright, bye for now.